Almost. We are live.
Good morning, everyone. At this time, I would like to call the Hope County Board of Education meeting to order. We will now have our invocation by Irish Pickett. Dear God, our Heavenly Father, we come before you this morning to glorify, honor, and praise you for our life, health, and our strength. Thank you for this 2019-2020 school year. Even though it wasn't the traditional school year as we are accustomed to, it was a year of great success. Administrators, teachers, students, and parents went beyond expectations to assure quality education was affordable to all students, regardless of their unique abilities during this time of crisis. My prayer, dear Father, goes out to our 2020 high school graduates who have and will be graduating this week from Hope County High Schools. I pray they will be successful in all their future endeavors. Thank you, too, Holy Father, for your outstretched arms in keeping us safe from this vicious pandemic. And we pray for a speedy recovery of those who weren't so fortunate. Dear God, we ask a special prayer for this nation and for this world. There is so much injustice in the land. Help us to focus on doing the right thing in our homes, schools, and in our local communities, that we may have the privilege to be part of your work of justice and righteousness for all humankind. This is my prayer. In Jesus' name, amen.
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 We will now continue with our agenda, and next on our agenda is the chairman's report. Our chairman's report this week, I said we have some sunshine and we have some clouds. And I began first with the sunshine. We attended the first virtual graduation in the Hope County Schools lifetime. I'll just say that. With San Hope Early College High School's graduation. Dr. Pegram and her staff, we just congratulate you for a well-planned graduation. It was absolutely amazing. The smiles on each face as they received their diploma said it all. It let you know it was a time for them to look ahead to the promise of the future, full of new adventures and dreams worth pursuing. We congratulated each one of them, and we wished each one of them well. As I said, we also had clouds of condolences during this period as well. Our condolences went out to Alan Douglas in the loss of his father from the AV department, for Jane Hasty, who lost his mother-in-law in maintenance, for Sharon Singletary, who lost her mother, a custodian at Don Seed, for Ruth Herbert Henson, who lost her mother-in-law at Hope County High School, and also for Bridget Floyd, who lost her brother that we all know, George. Bridget was the mother who had sons at Don Seed. Our condolences went out to all of these. And we offered words of wisdom and support for these families. I've always was been told, and I do believe, and I know for a fact that after the clouds are over, the sun will shine again. So we continue to pray for these families. At this time, this ends my report. And if we have any other report coming from any other board member or superintendent, you may do so at this time. Okay, if none, we will continue then to get approval of our agenda for today. So may I get approval for our agenda for today?
Madam Chairman, I'll make the motion, we approve the agenda that's before us for June 9, 2020.
Second.
It has been moved and second that we approve the agenda that we have before us for June 9th, 2020. All in favor? Let it be known by the sign of aye.
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 Opposes? Ayes have it. The agenda has been approved. Next, we will have our spotlight on success. And at this time, I will recognize our superintendent.
Thank you, Madam Chairman and members. We have 3 items of spotlight for success this month. Item number 1 is Purple Star Award. Let me ask Dr. Peggy Owens if she would share that information and what schools were awarded the Purple Star. Peggy?
Good morning.
Morning.
Good morning.
Good
morning. Good morning. Madam Chair, Mr. Superintendent, and members of the board. This morning, I am delighted to share that this year, the North Carolina Department of Public Instruction launched its first Purple Star Award recognition for public schools throughout the state. And we are pleased to share with you, you can move to the next slide, please, that the award, the Purple Star schools, are schools that show major commitment to students and families connected to our nation's military. The military-connected children include those parents who are active duty, reserve, National Guard, and across North Carolina. Next slide. So we have provided for you and most of you throughout the year and our previous year, just some Purple Star activities that occur during our military month celebration, celebrating the month of the military child in April. Next slide. So our next few slides will feature those schools who were recipients. We recognize today the Dunsteed Elementary School, Hawkeye Elementary School. Next slide. McLaughlin Elementary School, Rockfish Hope Elementary School, Skurlock Elementary School, Upchurch Elementary School, and the Sandy Grove Middle School. These are our 7 schools who have received the Purple Star Award for 2020. Next slide. Do you have any questions? We are proud of these persons, and next year we look forward to having all of our 14 schools receive this award. Thank you, Mr. Superintendent and members of the board.
Great. Thank you, Dr. Owens, and we appreciate your leadership as we continue to work with the military. And we certainly want to be a military family friendly toward our military families. So thank you. At this time, let me ask Ms. Jody Bryant if she would recognize our employees of the year as well as our director of the year. Jody?
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
We had the pleasure yesterday to award Ms. Deborah Davis Carpenter with the 2020 School Nutrition Association of North Carolina Director of the Year Award.
Yay!
Congratulations.
So again, she received this award from the state, but we presented her with a plaque here in Hope County as well, just recognizing her for all of her hard work and her leadership across our county, the state, and even at the national level.
Yes.
So we've also spent the last week or so recognizing our 2020 Hope County Schools Employees of the Year. Our Teacher of the Year for 2020 is Miss Leah McNeil. She is the EC Self-Contained Teacher at Sandy Grove Elementary. Our Teacher Assistant of the Year is Miss Takana Dial. She is from Hawkeye Elementary, and she is a teacher assistant in kindergarten. Our Bus Driver of the Year is Miss Brenda Holland from Hawkeye Elementary. She was so excited when she received this award. She's been runner-up a few times, so she was excited to finally win this honor. So she's very deserving. Our Custodian of the Year was James Ross from West Hope Elementary. Our Child Nutrition Employee of the Year was Mr. Andres MacArthur. Our Office Professional of the Year was Miss Anna Estrada. She is the receptionist at Sandhook Early College. Our Instructional Support Professional of the Year was Miss Angel Baker. She's the academic coach at Rockfish Hook Elementary. And our Director of the Year was Miss Deborah Carpenter, the Executive Director of Child Nutrition. Our Assistant Principal of the Year was Miss Daisha Bullard from Hope County High School. And for Principal of the Year, we are actually going to let Miss Ava Hammond keep that title for another year because, as you know, she is the Sandhills Region Principal of the Year, and she is still in the running for the North Carolina State Principal of the Year. That announcement was pushed back, so we are going to let her keep that title for another year while we await the announcement of the State Principal of the Year.
Good job. Madam
Good.
Chair. Madam Chair.
Yes.
I was trying to write, and I don't write fast enough. Is it possible to ask Ms. Bryant if she could email that to me? I'd just like to know who they are.
Barbara, it's on
Yes.
your form. You have it. You
It's on
have it
the-
available.
You sure?
You can get it.
Yeah.
Yes,
I
it's
don't-
on there.
Yeah, and the pictures. I saw the picture of Ms. Carpenter, and let's make sure.
Scroll up.
Yes, ma'am,
Go
and
down to number
I'll
3. Scroll
email
down to
all of
number
these
3.
pictures and information out to everyone as well.
Yeah, I got the pictures and
Okay,
information. I got Ms. Carpenter's picture. I have the letter, but I don't have anything else.
Barbara, did you press number 3? Did you press number 3 on your agenda? Employees of the Year.
And then hit supporting links. The photo shows there.
Okay. Under
Are you
Deborah
there?
Carpenter, under Deborah Carpenter, Nutrition of the Year, Director of the Year, there's nothing
Yes.
on that. There's nothing else
Okay.
there.
Listen, on your agenda, do you see number 3? On our agenda, we have 1, 2,
All right,
and 3.
All right, I'll figure it out. Let's move on. I won't hold up more time doing that, but I don't think I have it.
I'm just asking you to look at your agenda.
I'm looking.
Do you have 1, 2, 3 on your agenda on the Spotlight on Success?
On the Spotlight on Success, I have number 1, Purple Star Award. I have number 2, Deborah Carpenter, and whatever that's in. And then I go to number 4, Consent Agenda.
Okay, so I don't know how it missed you then, but number 3
Yeah.
on there is floaties of
There
the
is
year.
there is no 3 on mine.
Okay. Well, let's go on. Let's move on.
Okay. And I will send all of those pictures and information out to everyone, everyone in the district, including our board members. So everyone will receive that.
Thank you.
Great. And then
Well, I have it.
Okay, good,
Well, I don't.
good.
Okay.
I want to
The
say
beautiful
congratulations.
pictures.
I want to say congratulations to all of our employees of the year, certainly to Ms. Carpenter, who is the State Child Nutrition Director of the Year. And again, as Jody stated, not only at the local level, the state level, and the national level. So we certainly appreciate her leadership. And again, congratulations to all of our employees of the year. They do an outstanding job for us. Madam Chairman and members, that concludes our Spotlight on Success for this morning.
Okay, we'd like to thank Dr. Williamson for Spotlight on Success, and we have already sent out our congratulations to Mrs. Carpenter, and at this time we congratulate the others as well. One thing we missed this year was the dinner that we usually have.
Yes.
The recognition that you can see each one across the stage. But anyway, congratulations to each one of them. At this time,
Can we do it later on? Ms. Pickett,
Yes.
can we have the dinner later on?
No, I don't think so, Della. I don't think so. We have to go on now the way we are. You know, it's a different year, it's a different time. We're remote, and we just cannot appreciate everything that we've gone through in previous years. Okay, so let's continue with our consent agenda. Did everybody get a chance to read the consent agenda that we have before us? And we had items 1 through 6 there in our consent agenda.
Yes.
Okay, are there any questions concerning any of those? If
My
none,
minutes
may we
won't
have...
open. Madam Chair, my minutes won't open. I have a paper clip, but I also have like a circle with a black and white thing in it. My minutes would not
Okay.
open.
Okay. Okay, Barbara, okay.
Yes.
Okay. What it is, we're sorry we're not sitting next to you this morning, but maybe it's probably something happened with your login. It's happened with your login. That's what it is. It's the login there. I think that's the reason. Dr. Ramsey, isn't that right? It has to be with the login.
It may be.
Because why is some stuff opening and some not opening? Like I don't even have a number 3.
Okay.
And now my minutes have that circle thing on it.
Okay. Okay.
What is the circle thing?
Trying to find it.
So Barbara just having technical difficulties. Ms. Ramsey,
Yes,
what do you say?
if you would like, Ms. Billy, I can give you a call, but I know you're on. If you want me to call you on a different number, I have both of your numbers. I can give you a call, and then we can mute and try and work that out and come back in. It's entirely up to you how you want it.
Okay, let's keep going.
Okay. Thank you. Okay. If everyone has already read the consent agenda, may we get a motion to accept our consent agenda?
Madam Chairman, I make a motion we accept the consent agenda for June 9, 2020.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved by Mr. Richards, second by Della Maynard, that we accept our consent agenda. All in favor, let it be known by the sign of aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay.
Where is
Ayes have
Rosa?
it. So our agenda has been approved.
Is Rosa not with us today?
She's muted. Let me see if can you unmute yourself?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay.
Somebody just told me I was unmuted. Can you
I
hear
just-
me?
We can hear you.
I
Oh,
can
okay.
hear you.
Yeah, I didn't have myself muted. Somebody else had me muted.
Madam Chair,
Okay.
may I ask that we do a roll call of votes since this is all on the telephone so we can have a good
Ye-
record?
Yes, please, please. Irish Pickett, I'm present.
No, I mean it for the vote on the consent agenda.
Okay, okay.
Oh.
Hank
Yes,
Richards, yes. Approved.
Yes, Rosa.
Della, yes.
Barbara, yes.
Pickett, yes.
Thank you.
Okay, are we ready now to move on?
Yes.
Okay, at this time, we will continue with our action items. And I'll turn this over to the superintendent with our action items.
Great. Thank you, Madam Chairman and members. We do have 3 action items for this morning. Action item number 1 is our 2020-21 contract renewal services. We're just rolling over all those contracts. Are there any questions? We did not have any issues with any of the services provided. So again, we're rolling over those contracts. If not, Madam Chairman and members, I'm requesting approval of the 2020-2021 contracts as you have in front of you, please.
Okay, you've heard the recommendation by Dr. Williamson for approval of our 2020-21 contracts that we have before us. May we get approval?
Madam Chair, I move that
Yes.
we approve the 2020-21 contracts.
I'll second that.
Okay, you have heard the motion by Mr. Councilman McCray and approved by Mr. Richards that we approve our 2020-21 contract renewal. Are there any questions? All in favor? Let's be known by the sign of
Aye.
Aye.
opposed.
Aye.
All opposed? Say nay. Ayes have it, so the motion has been approved.
Great, thank you. Action item number 2 is our Polk County Schools Child Nutrition Services and Goods bid for 2021. Let me ask the State Director of the Year, Ms. Carpenter, if she would share that information with.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much, Madam Chair, Superintendent, members of the board. Thank you all very much. I am humbled and honored for this wonderful opportunity to serve and receive this honor and award. Thank you all so much. I appreciate it. Thank you for the emails and the congratulations. As you see, we have the 2020-21 vendor bids. The first 2 bids are our brand new bids. We could not roll them over. They declined the rollover for the beverage bid. The company declined to roll over, so we had to submit new bids back out this year. And Cisco Raleigh did win the 100% juice. They won the water bid items. Coca-Cola continued, they wanted to roll over their part, so they're continuing their bid. Aberdeen Coke, and you'll see that later on, they're continuing theirs. But the water and the 100% juice, Cisco would not roll over, so we had to put the bids back out. We did not have a fresh produce bid last year. We had no one to bid on us. And so we submitted fresh produce bids to 4 companies, and we did receive a fresh produce bid. And the reason why we received it is because we have a central warehouse cooler now. Hope County Schools is not big enough for them to drop ship at each school. They do not want it to, the produce companies do not want to deliver fresh produce to each school. They said our schools are so far apart and they lose money. But because we have a cooler built now at our central warehouse, we were able to bid that way. And talking to some other districts, that's the way they've done it, some smaller districts. And so we decided to put it out that way this year, and it did work. We had 4 companies to bid on us, and Foster Cabinets out of Greensboro won. And so they will drop ship it to the warehouse, and then our warehouse manager, who is Child Nutrition Employee of the Year, will deliver it to the different schools. So we do have a brand new fresh this year. And the next item is the renewal bids. Cisco Raleigh will do all of our dry goods, our supplies, and our food. They are going to renew. They're going to roll over their bid. It is a fifth year, so we were able to roll it over 1 more year. So Cisco Raleigh is going to, they did honor that bid, and they're going to keep our same prices for that. And that's all of our food, all of our supplies, our chemicals, and our dry goods. And then Aberdeen Coca-Cola, they do the 100% juice and the larger water. They do the 20-ounce water. And so they agreed to roll theirs over as well. So they're rolling over. And then the Franklin Bread Company, they agreed to, if you scroll up, Franklin Bread Company agreed to roll over their bid. The milk, our milk, Dean Dairy, they were formerly Zuzi Dairy, which is Pet Dairy. The name has changed, but the company is same. They agreed to roll over our dairy, our regular milk bid, our dry seasonings, Darrow Gourmet Seasoning, our cafeteria cooking repair as a backup repair. Remember last year Dr. Williamson, Scott Manis, and myself got together, and we were able to work with the maintenance department, and they do most of our equipment and our coolers and freezer repairs. And so, but we have to have a backup for supplies, basically. That's just what they do when we have to have supplies. So that company agreed to roll over. Our food safety and sanitation system, Sanitech, agreed to roll over. Our kitchen hood and exhaust cleaning and inspection, we have to have that done twice a year due to the fire marshal, and they agreed to roll over. Our pest extermination, the master exterminators, they agreed to roll over. And our monthly grease pumping, Hope Septic Tank agreed to roll over. So those are all the companies that have agreed to roll over for 2020-2021 school year. Our district contracts is education management system. This is our software system, point of sale software in the cafeteria. Also, we do our inventory and we do our financial software, submitting our claims and working with our finance department here in Hope County Schools. So education management, that is through Ms. Chavis, works with us on that. And then we did not have to do bids for our free and reduced meal application because we will be community eligibility CEP next year. So 2020, 2021, we will be community eligibility again, where all of our students will receive breakfast, lunch, and after school snacks at no charge. So we did not have to do our meal application bid this year. And then, of course, I already talked about our district-wise maintenance department that has taken over our maintenance on our equipment and also our coolers and freezers. This is our report, Superintendent Dr. Williamson. This is our bid report, and we're submitting for approval.
Great. Thank you, Ms. Carpenter. Any questions for Ms. Carpenter? If not, Madam Chairman and members, I am requesting approval of our trial nutrition services 2020-2021 vendor bids for goods and services as were shared with you, please.
Okay, you've heard the request from our superintendent for our Hope County Schools Child Nutrition Services. The bids for 2020 and 2021 school year. May we get recognition on that?
Madam Chair, go ahead, Barbara.
Madam Chair, I move that we accept the recommendation of the superintendent.
I second.
It's been moved and properly second by Barbara Boo and Rosa McCray that we accept the bids of our superintendent. Are there any questions? If none, all in favor, let it be known by the sign of aye.
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 Okay, opposed, say nay. Ayes have it. So the 20 Child Nutrition Services 2020-2021 vendor bids have been approved.
Thank you very much.
Great, thank you. Action item number 3 is our continuing budget resolution. Let me ask our finance officer, Ms. Monet Chavis, if she'll walk us through that, please.
Good morning.
Morning.
What you have,
Good morning.
what you
Good
have
morning.
is the continuing budget resolution for 2020-2021. And what this gives us is, the right to continue operating and spending and paying things as it comes in between July and September of 2020, or until we get a state budget, this year. So what we're looking at is state public school funds, $15 million, local current expense, $1.5 million, federal funds, $1.7 million, capital outlay, $800,000, and child nutrition, $800,000. Other restricted, $750,000. Also in expenses between July and September, same as our revenue. State public funds, $15 million, local current expense, $1.5 million, federal, $1.7 million, capital outlay, $800,000, child nutrition, $800,000, and other restricted for $750,000. And then it just gives us the authority to transfer as we need to within sub-functions, and bring any information we need to before the board between now until we actually receive a budget in 2020. And the information we're receiving right now is we may not have a state budget. They're looking at mini budgets like they've done for 1920. So as soon as we have a final, we'll get you a amended budget for 2021.
Thank you, Ms. Chavis. Any questions for Ms. Chavis?
Was our local budget approved?
I haven't heard definitely it was approved. What I have heard is we may be operating at the same level we were this school year, which for local was $5,700,000. And then capital outlay, I think, was 1.2, was close to the number they last, but I hadn't heard definitely if it has been approved.
Thank you.
Any other questions? If not, Madam.
I have a question. That probably does not fully pertain to the budget. If we have to do social distancing on the buses, how much would that cost us?
Ms. Bowie, we're working on our reentry plan. We've met with DPI, transportation employees. We've had that conversation. The expense may be that we have an additional employee on the bus to help check temperatures and those kinds of things. Our plans at this point is to operate on an A-B schedule. Half of our students will be in school on a given day, half at home. So we don't anticipate any added expense because we will run all of our buses the same routes, just transporting half per day. So that's where we are at this point. We did meet. We think that we can transport one child per seat. So the capacity of a bus, we only transport half of whatever that capacity is. But we've done that work at this point. We do not anticipate any additional costs. That is operating A-B schedule.
Thank you.
Anything else? If not, Madam Chairman and members, I am requesting approval of our continuing budget resolution beginning July 1, 2020, running through September 30, 2020, as was shared by our finance officer, please.
Yes, you've heard our superintendent request for our continuing budget resolution for the 2020-21 school year. What's your pleasure, board members?
Madam Chair, I move that we approve the Hope County Board of Education continuing budget resolution for fiscal year 2020 to 2021.
Second.
It's been moved by Taylor Maynard and second by Hank Richards that we approve the budget for fiscal year 2021. Are there any questions concerning it? If none, all in favor, let it be known by the sign of aye.
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 Opposed, nay. Ayes have it. So the request has been approved.
Great, thank you. That concludes our action items for this morning.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Williamson. Next on our agenda, then we will continue, will be our administration. Now I turn this over to the superintendent.
Great, thank you, Madam Chairman and members. Under administration information, we do have 4 items. Item A is our mobile meal report. Let me ask Ms. Carpenter if you would share that information with us, please.
Okay. Good morning again, Madam Chair.
Good morning.
Good morning, Superintendent and board members. We have given you our updated as of Tuesday. So sorry. Okay. Oh, it's down at the bottom. As of Friday, June 5th, we did not do to that yesterday. As of Friday, June 5th, you see we are at 656,006 meals that we have delivered to our children in Hope County schools.
Wonderful.
Awesome.
Yes, we're excited.
That's a big job.
Yes, it is. And then on Monday, tomorrow will be our last day for delivery for the regular school year, 2019-2020 school year. And then on Monday, we will begin our pickup service meals at our 4 summer sites. And they are East Hope Middle, Sandy Grove Elementary, Upchurch Elementary, and West Hope Elementary. And parents can come through and pick up meals for their children between the hours of 10 and 12. And we will give them breakfast and lunch. Are there any questions?
Yeah, how many?
You'll give them breakfast and lunch at the same time, right? They're like your bag lunches or something?
Yes, like we've been doing with delivery. Yes, we'll do it the same way like we've been doing with delivery. Yes.
They just pick up. Okay.
Yes, they'll just pick up the bag lunch. We have to continue to do the cold bag lunch, and we'll do them the same way. McAllister McCray will put them in the, the Ziploc bag and in the containers.
Right.
The vegetable and the fruit be in the containers. And yes.
Okay.
So, Ms. Carpenter, our plan is to operate the drive-in meal service from the 15th to the end of the month, the 30th. And then at that time, we will determine based on how many meals we serve, which sites to continue, correct?
Yes, sir. That is correct. Yes, sir. We will start on Monday the 15th, and we will go through Tuesday, June 30th. And at that time, Dr. Williamson and Ms. Chavis and myself will reevaluate each school and to decide what we would do in July going forward.
Okay.
I will share with the board that tomorrow, again being our last day for our mobile meal services, that you did approve that we would pay all of our classified employees, those that receive a 4% supplement, an additional $1,200 of pay. That is taking place at this time, and everyone should have that check in hand by tomorrow. So thank you for approving that, and
Yes.
say thank you to all of our classified, all of our employees. We did have some certified teachers that helped also, but to everyone, Ms. Carpenter and her staff, for making this possible. We anticipate by tomorrow we may be up to 700,000 meals. That's just outstanding.
Yes, that's what we're hoping for. We're looking for
Okay.
that number tomorrow.
Great.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's great.
Good job.
Thank you very much. Thank you for your support.
You're welcome.
Awesome. Thank you.
For your leadership.
Thank you.
Good job, sweetheart.
Thank you.
Information item number B, you have a copy of our summer work schedule. We will continue that, which has been our practice in the past, a 4-day work week. That will start June the 22nd and run into July the 31st, Monday through Thursday, start time 7 a.m. We work till 5 p.m., 30 minutes for lunch, and then we're closed on Friday. That is part of our energy conservation effort. And again, just to make you aware that we will continue that practice this year. Any questions? Thank you. Information item number C is our Hope County Schools response to the COVID-19. You have that document. We mailed it out to you. And at this time, I'm going to ask Dr. Register, Dr. Dallas, Dr. Thomas, anyone that we did report by department, if they'll make some comments about the document. It is very detailed. We thought it was important. We have made this and we'll make this a public document so that the public can know what we've done, how we're responding, and then plans for the future. Dr. Register?
Yes, I do want to say greetings and good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. I'm so sad I do not see your wonderful faces, but I do just.
I know.
Me too.
I do want to give you an update or just an overview. Like Dr. Williamson had mentioned, the booklet is organized by department, so it was actually a one team, one goal effort in terms of how we responded. And as you go through the book, you will realize that we took immediate action once we realized school was going to close on March the 13th. We met that Sunday, and then we started mapping out a plan from there. You will also see we had already laid the foundation in terms of shifting to more of a online platform for our students, and that is with your support in one-on-one, also allowing students to take devices home, with our high schools. So everything that we have been doing, even with our professional development with blended learning, the things that I've been doing in my office with curriculum and instruction, everything that we have done laid the foundation for our quick response to COVID-19. And that's evident as you go through and read. Also, we've taken into consideration all our students that have special accommodations and various learning needs. All of that is spelled out in the document in terms of how we support them, and we continue that support when we had to shift to remote learning. So I just think overall we just had a great plan, so I hope you enjoy reading through. I don't know if Dr. Dallas or Ramsur wanted to add.
Yes, good morning, everyone. Good morning, Madam Chair.
Good morning.
Good morning.
We did want to let you know that we've also shared this document with the News Journal, that we did a follow-up interview with Ken McDonald and Catherine Shepard, and we've provided them the document, and we've had some good dialogue, just basically reflecting on where we are as a district and our reflections and what we've learned. And it is also posted on our website. So if you ever want to reference somebody to it, it is on that front page for them to see. But it was definitely a team project. It was really great to kind of sit down and reflect and take a brief moment to take it all in and really look at the work that we've done and realize that we do have a plan going forward. But we anticipate seeing something in the newspaper as well in the next day or even next week.
Good. So because of COVID-19, is this a live document where things maybe or maybe not change?
Not for this particular document. We will start work next week on our reentry plan. Again, we just wanted to take a look at how we responded and kind of set the stage moving forward.
Cool.
Mr. Edwards, do you want to add to the document?
Yes, thank you so much. Administratively, our services have continued through this shutdown of regular school, maintenance services, custodians. I've been getting a lot of work done, bus garage, catching up on a lot of repairs, things of that nature. And in the back of our minds, we have been sort of kicking around ideas and possible needs as we look towards reopening and planning for reopening. We're getting some information on some different sort of signage. We've got the process of ordering some cleaning and disinfectant, some equipment, things of that nature. So there's a lot been going on, and I think maintenance has done a really good job of catching up work orders and also doing some repair work in a couple of the different modulars and things of that nature.
Great. Dr. Thomas, you want to add anything about the document? Okay. If not, again.
Dr. Williamson.
Yes.
Yes, I would just like to say, I just commend all of you all for a job well done, for what you did with this transition that we had to make this year to remote learning. I have a question, just to ask you one question. Will the students continue to keep their devices that they have at home, or will they return them to school for the new year, or will they? What will they be doing with the devices that were given out to them? Will they keep them over the summer?
Great. That is a great question, and the answer is yes, because our intent is to do summer tutorials. Dr. Dallas is working on a plan for elementary. Dr. Register has a plan for secondary. And let me ask Dr. Dallas, Dr. Register, if you would share briefly what those plans will entail. But to answer your question, yes, they will keep them.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
So, good morning again, and just to give you a brief overview for elementary, under House Bill 1043, we are required to provide some type of jumpstart tutorials for students who might have been negatively impacted by COVID-19. So we are working on a plan to provide reading instruction and math instruction for rising first through rising fifth grade students. So it will be an online camp. We are in the process right now of hiring our teachers who will be facilitating those programs, and we're in the process of inviting students at this point to attend. So that's one level. And then we've also shared out with all elementary students another document that includes how they can access some of the software programs that we use during the school year, things like ClassWorks, Reading Horizons, iStation, all programs that we use throughout the year. They will be able to continue to access those during the summer as well because they have their device. So we're really trying to put a lot of measures in place to mitigate that summer slide, to make sure that students have learning opportunities to take advantage of.
Oh, that's so great. That's great. Thank you.
Also, yes, ma'am.
Dr. Williamson?
Yes.
I got one question. Well done document, by the way. I had the pleasure of reading it. On page 14, it says 11 of the buses in service are scheduled for service removal. Do we expect 11 new ones this year?
Yes.
Very good.
Then I want to add, it's with secondary, we're doing the same as well as elementary. We have a summer book club. And so what we're going to do, we're inviting all rising 6th, 7th, and 8th graders, and we're going to read the first novel that they would read when school starts. So we wanted them to get a jump start with that, and we will have some virtual sessions online to help them through that book. Also, we will post summer reading lists on each middle school site for reading, and then for math, and we call our reading book club Rise Up. And then we have our summer math academy that's going to help with our students taking math 1, 2, and 3. And of course, they'll be going into that subject because we want to be proactive at this point, and we call that Level Up. And so with that, we're helping our middle school and our high school students. So we're excited about the opportunity to support them through this remote learning time.
Great. Dr. Ramsey, let me ask you to share, how will we provide any technical support needed during the summer to our students?
I'm sorry. Yes, so we will continue to provide support through the same means that we did during remote learning. We have gone back to our normal hours. We're not doing the 7 to 7 because, you know, the load is not quite as heavy for students during the summer, but they will be able to access that same phone number, same email, text, any of those ways that they were doing before. We will continue to operate using that platform for the hours that we are at work daily for the normal work day. So we will continue, and in terms of devices, we will continue to switch out devices if students have problems during the summer. So we will do the same thing that we were doing during the school year. It'll just be not quite as long on the hours, but the support will be the same.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Any other questions? That was a great question. Thank you for that question.
I would just like to say that I enjoyed reading the book, but I was really impressed with Exceptional Children's Program. I think I'd almost forgotten how much it takes to pull that program together. So everybody that had anything to do with that should really be applauded. That's a lot of work and detail, and I really appreciate what we're doing for our exceptional children.
Well, I again applaud our school board attorney, Ms. Ferguson. She has really been a help in guiding us so that we will not have any issues moving into the fall. So we appreciate that. But it is a tremendous amount of work. But we're proud that we have continued to provide those services needed by that population of students. Anything else?
Yes. Dr. Williamson.
Yes.
Have we had, how many of our school staff have been affected by the COVID-19? Do you know?
I do not. It's probably about 20. Dr. Thomas may have that information, but I have to be honest, I have not counted. Teachers obviously working from home. We probably have 10, 15 schools.
Right. We've had
school
about
service employees.
We've had about maybe not quite 20 to have been diagnosed. We have had several that have been exposed and have had to take leave, but luckily they've tested negative, so that's a good thing.
Yes, thank God.
Right. We've had several that have taken leave because they've been high risk or they've had childcare issues. So they've been affected, but not because they were tested positive or they were exposed. And that's where the really pitched in and helped. You know, we've tried to help people understand their rights under all these new laws and these new leave laws that have come in. Make sure that they understood they were still going to have a paycheck coming in. For the people having reduced hours because they weren't driving buses, we've made sure they understood how to get unemployment. And you know, because that's a big concern. People want to make sure they can pay their bills. You know, the remote learning was tough on a lot of teachers who also had to be mommy at home too. And so our personnel support coordinators are reaching out, trying to help teachers set up, like how do you structure it? How do you separate, home life from school life and make everything work? So
Right,
that's been a big part of what we've been doing, is trying to trying to help people balance it all too.
right. That's a big job.
It is. I do want to share that we have followed all of CDC guidelines, local health department guidelines. If someone notified us that they were feeling bad, we asked them to self-quarantine themselves for 7 days. If someone was exposed to the virus through another person, then we asked them to quarantine themselves for 14 days. Same thing, anyone testing positive. We have no evidence that anyone working within the school system, that if it originated within the school system, it was all exposure from outside. We did move employees around to keep our cafeterias operating. So again, I've heard comments that we had people working that had tested positive. None of that is true. If someone said they felt bad, we asked them to self-quarantine. If someone was sick or exposed, it was 14 days. So we followed all the guidelines.
Dr. Williamson, I would like to even add that I think that we erred on the side of caution to the extreme. If people said they had a headache, we sent them home. So we were extremely cautious. No one works sick. Not to our knowledge. No one works it. That's not true.
Anything
Thank
else?
you.
Thank you.
Yeah, does anyone know how many cases we have in Hope County?
That's posted, it was posted in the News Journal last week, and I'm sure tomorrow it will be an update in our News Journal.
Okay, well, I haven't seen it yet.
Yes. It's in the News Journal. If you would get a News Journal, buy a News Journal, you will see it. They post it
Okay,
every
thank
week.
you.
Yes.
Yes.
Any other questions? If not, information item number D is our monthly financial report. You have a copy of that. If you have any questions or concerns, if you'll direct them to our finance officer, Ms. Chavis, she'd be more than happy to answer those questions for you. Madam Chairman and members, at this time, that concludes our administration information items for this morning.
Okay, thank you so much, Dr. Williamson. Well, we will continue with our agenda, and then next on our agenda, we have closed session. So at this time, Dr. Ramshua.
Yes, ma'am, if you'll
Would
give me
you-
1 moment, I will move you.
Yes,
Yes, ma'am.
okay.
Okay, you should be moving shortly. We'll give it a moment or two.
Mrs. Rosa.
Okay. Roll call again, and the main session.
Hank,
This is Pickett.
Gala,
Barbara,
Rosa.
Barbara
Okay.
and Rosa. And did Miss Waller come over? Carolyn?
Sorry, I'm
Did
here.
she-
I had myself-
Okay, you're here. Okay, and
Yeah.
Donna, okay, looks good, we're good.
Okay, okay.
good
Thank
job.
you. We're now back in open session. Not turned over to Dr. Williamson.
Great, thank you, Madam Chairman and members. I am requesting approval of personnel action items 1 through 6 as was shared with you by Dr. Thomas, please.
Okay, you've heard the recognition of our superintendent for approval of action items 1 through 6 as shared by Dr. Thomas. What's your pleasure on those?
Madam Chair, I move that we approve action items 1 through 6.
Second,
It's been moved by Ms. McCray and second by Ms. Maynard that we approve action item 1 through 6 as shared by Dr. Thomas. Are there any questions? All in favor, let it be known by the sign of aye.
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 Opposed, nay. Ayes have it. So, action items have been approved.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We will continue with Dr. Williamson.
Great. Thank you, Madam Chairman and members. I forwarded to you this morning information from the North Carolina High Schools Athletic Association in terms of reopening sports. They've set a date of June the 15th that we could start again in terms of conditioning. I met yesterday with Gabe Brigman, our County Athletic Director, with Mr. Edwards and myself. We reviewed all the information. Our recommendation is that we not use that June 15th date, that we would start our conditioning practice on July the 20th, with the first official day for practice August 1. So it is our recommendation because we need time to prepare our facilities, time to get supplies in, and at this early date, we think we put our athletes at risk if we allow them to come together. The same CDC guidelines apply to our athletes, and so again, it's just easier and better if we wait until July the 20th to start our conditioning practice with that. Mr. Evans, you want to add anything to it?
Yes, thank you. Two things that I would say about this is that due to the restrictions on what individuals can do, how many individuals can be at the same place at the same time, and also that those small groups have to remain the same every time they come, really puts a limit on what can be done. Plus the cleaning of materials that you're using. If more than one person, for example, uses a ball or any kind of equipment, then that has to be cleaned before another person can use it. And the second item is that within this period of time, from June the 15th to July the 20th, there's like 3 dead periods where nobody in the state can do anything. So we just don't think that we just don't see any benefit at all, to be honest. It's just physical condition in which the players and students can continue to do from their home at this time.
But we see the risk factor being extremely high.
Absolutely.
Dr. Williamson,
Yes.
if and when we do start fall sports, will it be a conference decision or will it be a state decision?
I think it's going to end up in a conference and an LEA decision at this point.
Thank you.
Because again, the high school association is simply providing guidelines.
Yeah.
We wanted you to have that information, to know what our thoughts and our plans again is not to do any conditioning at this point, and we will shoot for that July 20th start date. Any questions? The other thing I want to talk about is last month we notified you of potential sale of our EBS broadband license. Dr. Ramseur, Ms. Murkison's been working on that. Let me ask them to share where we are, because I want to make a recommendation at the end of that in terms of July, of having a call board meeting. So, Dr. Ramseur, Ms. Murkison, bring us up to speed where we are on sale of those licenses.
Well, Ms. Ramseur, if it's all right with you, I'll take the floor first.
Absolutely.
This was bid out through a broker, and we had a bidder that you all accepted last time. You took a look at, and we've been discussing that with them, and we've been working on a contract. What we do need to do is do a 7-day notice on your website to make sure we've gotten everything under the statute in terms of requirements covered. It was something that there was a small thing that the broker missed early on, and we're just correcting it. So what we would recommend is, and it's a minor thing, it's not anything all that important, but we will need to notice this and allow folks an opportunity to bid if they so choose. What we would suggest is that we can adjourn this meeting to a later date, so that when this meeting adjourns, we would reopen. I think, Dr. Williamson, you were looking at next Tuesday for the purpose of consideration of the EBS contract.
That's correct. We'll just recess this meeting until next Tuesday, the 16th. We can take action on the contract.
Okay.
Sounds fine. So we're looking at next Tuesday at 10 o'clock again?
Well, we have to do it a little bit later, maybe 5:30, because the notice runs until next Tuesday at 5. It ends.
So
Okay.
What we would
Okay, 5:30.
what we would need from someone now is just a motion that when this current meeting adjourns, it stands adjourned until next Tuesday at 5:30 p.m. for the purpose of considering the sale of your EBS license.
Maybe get someone to make that motion.
What?
Madam Chair,
Yes.
I move that we recess this meeting until next Tuesday at 5:30 p.m.
Maybe get a second.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved in second that we adjourn our meeting today and to next Tuesday at 5:30 p.m. to as was recommended by our lawyer. All in favor?
All right.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? All opposed? And ayes have it. So our meeting, when we do adjourn today, it will be for next Tuesday, June the 16th. June the 16th, okay, at 5:30 p.m.
Can either of them answer any clarifying questions for you related to the sale again? No issues, a technical piece in terms of having sealed bids. So we think we're on schedule to be able to approve that contract. Mr. Murkison, let me ask you, you've had a look at the contract. You don't have any concerns, any issues with that, correct?
No, the contract looks great. It's ready to go. Yeah, we'll be absolutely set to have this before you next week. Yeah.
Great. Dr. Ramsey, anything to add?
No, we posted the notice of sale yesterday. It is on the front page of the website, and so it will remain there until the 16th at 5 p.m. is when the bidding period ends.
Great. Any questions on that? Great. Thank you, then. We're scheduled for the 16th, 5:30.
And the appeal will be at our next next regular scheduled board meeting.
That's correct. That's correct, in July.
Yes.
Madam Chairman and members, that's all I have.
Dr. Wilson, before we adjourn, for today, I just have a question for you. I would like some clarification for the Hope High School's graduation.
Yes, me too.
Of the days and the times of the graduation. I noticed that over a 3-day period, the Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, and we need some information on that, the time and exactly where they will be. And I know we had some information yesterday. It says that the board could park behind the stadium, but where exactly would the stadium be that the board will be able to park behind that stadium? We just need some clarification and what time you're talking about. That we don't know.
We'll get all that out to you. We may have to reschedule. You know, it's predicted it's going to rain Wednesday, Thursday, possibly Friday. So if that's the case, we'll have to move it to Saturday morning, start about 8 o'clock on Saturday until we can get graduated. So we'll send that out to you today, but it seems like watching the weather at this point, we may have to move it to Saturday.
Thank you.
Thank you. Well, you have, I just asked this question here, you would move it to begin on Saturday because they wouldn't do everything Saturday, would they?
We will have to do everything on Saturday, start early and spend most of the day, you know.
Yes, certainly would.
Yeah.
Okay.
And there's no expectation that you would be there all day. We don't have that because again, it's a lot, 450 graduates, so we're gonna spend the day. But rather than get rained on, we're probably gonna have to move it to Saturday.
What about Saturday and Sunday?
Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't have anything planned anyway.
Thank you.
We'll get all the information, where to park and all that to you once we make the decision this afternoon so that we can notify parents and graduates. We've kind of told to them, be prepared for a Saturday graduation.
Okay.
Great. All right.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
All right, so at this time here, then we will adjourn our meeting until.
We need to recess.
Do we need a motion?
recess.
We do recess?
We already did.
Yeah,
So
it's
you've
fine.
already-
Yep, we've already done that motion. So
We already did that.
We don't need a
Okay,
motion
then.
for, we don't need a
We
motion
just
for.
recess. Okay.
All right.
then.
See you later.
Well, thank you so
No,
much.
no,
and we'll
wait,
see
wait,
you
wait.
all.
Folks,
Yes.
oh, sorry.
Yes.
We don't need a motion to recess, but we do need a motion to adjourn.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
So moved.
Hank made a
Rosa.
motion, I second.
Well, it's been moved in second that we adjourn. And all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Nay. So I have it and we will adjourn.
Did we have all 5 folks?
Okay.
I didn't hear 5 votes.
Aye.
Did we have 5?
Hank is aye.
Okay,
Aye.
Della's aye.
Rose's aye.
thank you.
Harper's aye.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank
Y'all
you.
have a good week.
Great.
You
Thank
too.
you
Thank
to
you.
everyone.
Blessed and safe, everyone. Stay well.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.